Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. My name is Laura and I'm coming to you from Lowestoft in Suffolk in the UK, and this is my podcast all about knitting. If you have watched before, you will know that I have no knitting friends in real life, and really this is my knit night. This is where I get to talk about all the stuff. I just don't have anyone talking back to me. And sorry, I thought I saw a spider then, but it was just a bit of fluff. I was like, oh. And if you have not been here before, yeah, I have no knitting friends. Thank you so much for coming along and watching. It means a lot to me to see those views when I go on YouTube. And yeah, I really appreciate every single viewer, whether you are new or returning, and if you fancy subscribing, that would be brilliant, because then it would mean that I would get more exposure on YouTube and make more knitting friends. So yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, anything like that, I would be very much appreciated. Anyway, today is Sunday the 23rd of September. It is 20 to 9 in the evening. It's dark outside, it's cold, it has been raining all weekend. The toddler is finally asleep. She had no nap today. It was awful. She had no nap, and then on top of that, I'm trying my best. I put the camera at a different angle. It's my iPad is sideways instead of standing up, and I normally look at my face, but because the iPad is like that, I'm sort of looking at the dot, but not really. But now it's like that, and the dot is over here, and I'm looking at my face, which is over here. And I know it's really bad, so I'm going to try my absolute best to do the dot, but if I keep looking back, I'll be like, you know why. Anyway, our toddler has been crazy today, no nap, and it's been awful weather, and so we haven't really gone outside. She did go for a little walk. My mum came round and she went for a little walk. Anyway, this is near the end anyway, but my point being, I am knackered, and as you can probably tell, I'm not the wellest person today. I've got a cold. I know how to not pass on a cold. I sneeze into a tissue, I throw that tissue away, and then I empty back. This is like, I have about 12 of these around the house. I'm a little bit obsessed, and every time I'm like, oh, I'll just have a little bit more empty back. I hate colds. I want it gone as soon as possible. I don't usually use like stuff like this unless I have a cold, and then it's like everywhere, because I'm just like, I hate it. I need it to be done. Anyway, I work in a pharmacy for my day job, so I'm back at work tomorrow, so I'll be getting some decongestants. I have got a little menthol inhalator, but it's not doing the trick. I need some medication, so I'll get that tomorrow. Anyway, so intro, that was my little intro. I've got a little bit of admin to talk about this week. There will be no podcast next week. And my giveaway, which is supposed to end next week, will in fact end the week after. So we're talking like, what's the date? It's going to be like the 6th or something, the next Sunday that I record, of October, because I totally forgot that this weekend coming, I'm getting picked up on the Friday for my hen do. I get taken away until the Monday morning, and then I have work on Monday night, and then I have work all day Tuesday. So I'm not going to have a chance to podcast. I might do my best this week if I find some time to record a random video. I might haul out many of the whips. I mean, I say many, there are so many whips in this house, it's crazy, they've just been abandoned, but I can't bear to take them off the needles or completely rip them out, because I do want to come back to them eventually. So I might get all my whips out and have a bit of a confession for a video to post sort of next weekish, so that there's nothing going on over here. Or I might go through my notions pouch, just things like that. So I might still have a video, so if you subscribe you will get notified about that, but there won't be a real podcast next week, and the giveaway will go a whole another week. Yeah, so don't forget the giveaway as well. So the giveaway, I showed all the goodies last week, but there's 2 skeins of yarn, one of commercial dyed sock yarn, which is I think opal, and the other which is an indie dyed skein of yarn, 100 grams of sock yarn. There is Knit Pro Zings 2.5mm, which is my favourite sock needle. There is some stitch markers. There there is other bits. Oh, I can't even remember. If you watched last week, or if you go on to, just go on to my podcast from last week and you'll see it all. I am going to put it on Instagram, and I have actually got something to add to it this week, which I will show you in a bit. But all you have to do is go over to my Ravelry group, which is the Lonely Knitter group on Ravelry, and there is a recommendations thread. So all I'm asking, a bit of thread, I can see that. All I'm asking is for a recommendation. It can be for anything. It doesn't have to be even knitting related. Though I have had some brilliant ones so far for yarn and different things. I even had someone invite me for a cuppa, so that was a good recommendation. So literally anything, I don't mind. Give me a book, give me a movie, anything. I like scary stories, give me a scary film. So yeah, go over there and into that. On Instagram I am the Lonely Knitter, and on Ravelry I am Laura Robertson, which is my full name. Okay, I'm going to go jumping into FOs. I'm not sure how well I'm going to do this week with everything, just because, touch my face, just because I'm feeling a bit stuffy at the moment. So, let's crack on. If you've watched before, you will know that I am making a ton of little hearts for my wedding. Last week I had completed a total of 41. Not all in that week, but over the course of the last few weeks. Here's 40 of them. Then in this bag, which I showed you last week, which is the Duckpool Lane bag, and it's one of her Harry Potter themed ones. It's the bookcase, and they've got all the names of the books. Her bags are incredibly well made. It's got a spotty light. Can you see that? Yeah. And comes with an amazing handle, and it came with this little spider stitch marker as well. Her bags are amazing. They have these. This one has this tab with a keyring for more stitch markers. Absolutely awesome. I haven't done many of these this week. In fact, I've done 6. I think there might be 7 in here though. Oh, maybe I took them out. I think I might have taken them out and tucked them away. But basically, I didn't bring them in here to show you. Oh, I really have gone fluffy headed. They're not in here. I'm not going to go get them. Folks, it's 6 more of these. They are in the Bakery Bears yarn that I got in, this is the ball band for it, Summer in the Lakes mini skein set. They are beautiful. I am going to post an Instagram picture when they are all totally finished. I have 2.5 left to do to get to 50. I've got one person that I am no longer needing one for because someone split up with someone, so I have one person down at my wedding. So I actually only need 42 now. Or 41, I can't remember. But I have well over that, I have 47. I was just doing a few extras to sort of put as decorations around the place, so to be honest I might stop where I am. Or I might just finish the one I've got on the needles right now and then stop. I can't decide. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, finish the one I've got now. They're not a big amount of work, but I have made 47 of them, so I'm not really feeling any more. It's the little heart pattern for these that I am using is the Tanis Lavine's Tanis Fibre Arts pattern, Love You Forever, and it's on Ravelry and it's free. It's really, really well written and simple, so I've made that many of them without an issue, so hopefully other people will find it just as easy. The other thing that I finished this week is not knitting related. I can sew. You know, last week I showed a quilt, not an incredibly complicated quilt. I have done lots of quilts over the years, and some of them a lot more. I've done a lot of like pixel ones and scrappy ones and paper pieced ones, a few done by hand and most of them on my machine, so it wasn't anything very complicated. But I have made bags before and lots of other things, and I made some bags this week and decided, because I only work part-time around my toddler. I'm not a pharmacist. I work in a pharmacy, but I'm not a pharmacist, so I don't earn tons and tons of money, and I do have a very expensive hobby in knitting. So I would really love to have a way. I'm just going to touch these bags, so I want to just add it back in. This is getting ridiculous. That's 3 times and we're not even at 10 minutes. It just makes me feel better. I'm so worried that I'll pass this to someone. So I made some bags. I thought if I could sell some bags, then I would have a little bit more money maybe to buy other things. Duckpool Lane especially I've got another new bag from her this week, and there are more in her shop that I would love. Leslie at Dot Lane, her bags are brilliant. So I need to make money if I want to spend it. So I thought I'd have a go and see if anyone bought them, and if no one bought them, well, I'd keep them, swap them, put them in giveaways. So it wasn't a loss, the way I saw it. I'd have a bit of a crafty day and make up some bags. So without further ado, I'm going to show them to you. And I also, while I show them to you, I'll just say, I did then reopen my Etsy shop. I had it years and years ago. I renamed it The Lonely Knitter, or it's not The Lonely Knitter, it is Lonely Knitter Crafts, and opened it up and popped some things in it. And some of these have sold, and behind the camera I have my tissue paper and my envelopes, and I'm about to package them up, so I thought I'll just show them to you as they're about to go. I put them all up very, very late on Friday, and I was working on Saturday, so the earliest I'll be able to post them is Monday, which is tomorrow morning, so I'm packaging them up tonight. So this is a little pouch. It is a Notions pouch. It's not big enough, in my opinion, to be a project bag. It has a little bit of a flat bottom. It is a very padded bag as well, because I wanted it to be nice and padded in case there were scissors in there so it didn't punch through. So this has quilt batting between the layers rather than like an iron interfacing. And it is spotty, and this is going in the giveaway with the sock things. So this bag will be in there. And I made that. This little Star Wars pouch I am giving away to someone. I'm going to send that off. This little pouch I am also giving away to someone. So these are Notions pouches. I'm also giving this away to someone. And this was sold on my Etsy. This was the third thing for me to sell. I've sold 3 things. I put the items up on Friday, one sold on Friday night, one sold on Saturday morning, one sold on Saturday night. You do not know how that made me feel. I went from thinking no one's going to buy any of them, but hey ho, it's a bit of fun, and if they don't, they don't, to thinking, oh my gosh, there's people out there that think that this is okay. Like, even if I sell not one more thing in my Etsy shop ever, I will not be disappointed. I feel absolutely honoured that people would think that my things are worthy of spending their money on. So this was bought, and this is going out tomorrow. Now, I'll just show you the other pouches, and then we'll go on to the proper project bags. So this is in the shop right now. It's just a little scrappy patchwork Notions pouch, and as is this one, which is the same sort of thing. All of these will always be unique because or these patchworky ones, because I just don't have many of these scraps left, and I wouldn't put them in the same order again. And then this one, which isn't there, which is a Star Wars themed one. It's got Boba Fett on this side, and it has a Star Wars lining, but you can't really tell because it's print that says Star Wars, but it's big print on a very small bag, so you can't see much of it. Those 3 are in the shop. That one is £4.50, and these are £5 each. I was struggling with what to do it for, so in the end I sat there and worked out what it cost me and added a little bit on for my time. But even then, I mean, you're not going to earn tons of money, but I want them to sell as well as I want them to be worth my time a little bit. So these are in the shop, and then we get on to project bags. So I will start with this one, which is in the shop. This is a Christmassy one, so it's got this print, green zip. This one had to have zip tabs on the end because the zip wasn't quite long enough, but I wanted to use it. And then it has a grab handle wrist strap, and then on the inside is this fun snowman fabric, and it is one of those bags where the bottom pouch is out. So yeah, that's my sock size, though you could probably comfortably fit 2 skeins, well, not comfortably, maybe squished in next to each other into this one, 2 skeins in there. But I would really stick with socks, it's not quite big enough. This one is in my shop right now as well. This one is a snowman bag with a red bottom, and same grab handle wrist strap, and a white zip this time. And this one has these really cute gnome sort of Father Christmases and so Mr. and Mrs. Clauses. I don't know if you can see, I think it will be up. And they're like little gnomes. So they're on the inside. So those two are in my shop right now. The next two I'm going to show you are sold, and I'm going to send them out today. They're going to all over the world, so not just in the UK. I was a bit baffled. So there's this one. This was the first one I sold, my first ever sale on Etsy. So I was really chuffed. I have a little bit more of this fabric. I might have enough to make one more bag, possibly. But I love it. Star Wars. And it has fabric on the inside that has, I can't remember what their ships are called, but the Death Star, and then, are they Raiders? Oh, no, they're not that. My brain's just totally gone mill and foggy. This one has a little button, progress keeper on the zip that you can take off, and then that's fabric. So that one needs to go out in the post in the morning. Me and Ellie are going to go load these up in the pushchair and go down to the post office, which is a little trek. This one is my new favourite, and it is Mickey Mouse poster fabric, also in my sock size, with a grab handle wrist strap, and then I put a progress keeper on this one as well. That is a little magic wand. I don't have tons of the charms for progress keepers that would coordinate, and then this one just has a spotty, it's like a chocolate brown with the teal dots. So yeah, I made some bags. Some of them are in the shop, some of them are sold. I need to go to the post office tomorrow and send out all of the ones that have been sold. And the last thing that I've made this week is just a stitch marker, ooh, got a bruise, and a progress keeper. They're sort of matched. I don't put these in the shop or anything. Maybe at some point I might put my sets of stitch markers in there if anyone was interested, but there's loads of amazing ones out there. I'm not sure these are very different from any of those. But I always need a stitch marker, so that's going to go in my little tin. And now I'm using progress keepers even more, but I'm probably going to put this on the zip of a bag at some point because they're fun. So those two. So that's all of my finished objects for this week. Not massive amounts in terms of knitting. I did work Monday, Tuesday and Saturday. Ellie's not been the happiest. She's had a bit of a cold. I think she's what's given it to me. Just wanted a lot of cuddles. Like normally she'd have a big nap and I'd get a big chunk of knitting done. But she's wanted to nap on me, which is absolutely fine, but not really. Normally I can knit while she's on me because she'll cuddle in on my front and I'll just knit around her if she falls asleep. She wanted a proper hold cuddle, which is lovely because she must be coming up for 20 months, and you know, I've lost my baby. I feel like she's such a grown up now, so when she does want to cuddle like that, it's really precious. Anyway, so that brings me on to whips, and I'm going to start with what I'm working on here. This is the Fleecy Cardigan by Truly Metal by Libby Johnson, and I'm going to show you the back. So it's knit from Cascade Heritage? No. It's Cascade sock yarn, like the solid that they do. I can't think, my brain's gone blank, I don't know. So it's in this colour, that's Cascade yarn, and then this purple is Cascade, and then the pinky purple is everywhere else is Elm Tree Yarns. Yeah, I always want to say something else. I'm really sure that's right though. Diana Elm Tree Yarns. Gonna find it on Instagram so that I know I'm not wrong, because that is always really sucky. Well, she's knitting bunting. Elm Tree Yarns. I got it right. She's knitting bunting on Instagram. It's Diane, and she's really talented. Her yarn is absolutely gorgeous. She always has lovely things in her shop, so I would definitely go over there if I were you. This is her sock yarn in the Romeo and Juliet colourway that I used in here. It has had some love. So, and over the past few weeks, I've been knitting on it on the podcast, but at no other point throughout the week. I didn't get tons of love. I finished a couple of, well, like 6 of the hearts. Didn't get a lot of knitting done on Monday, didn't get a lot of knitting done on the Tuesday. The 6 hearts sort of happened on the Wednesday, Thursday, finished them up on the Friday. And then I worked Saturday 7am till 4, and then 7am till 3:30, but I didn't go home till 4. Then we had people come over in the evening, and I just wanted something that I could just work on and chat. I didn't want to concentrate. So I'm now on the body, so it's just straight knitting and, well, knitting and purling because you're going backwards and forwards. So from the Progress Keeper, I watched a lot of American, not that there's anything wrong with that, but a lot of American podcasts recently, and I'm saying progress, and Chris keeps looking at me going, progress, which one's the right one? Progress Keeper, progress. Wait, which one do they say and which one do I say? Do we say the same? Oh no, whatever. From that marker, that's how much I've knit. So it's only Sunday now. That was only Saturday night I was working on that, whilst my friends were around, whilst we were all chatting, whilst I was a bit tired, and we had our dinner. So I'm okay with that. I'm alright, it's a few inches, I'm okay. Just need to keep working on it. I've got a renewed little love for it at the minute. Not that I fell out of love with it, it's just I had so many other things to do and I was panicking about not getting the hearts done. Now I've got so many of them done, so close to what I was aiming for, and to be honest it would be absolutely perfect with what I've got done, that I just want to work on this cardigan. I really want this cardigan for my honeymoon. I'm really hoping to go to Yarnporium. Again, I'll talk about this at the end, but I really want to wear this, so I'm back on it, and I don't mind that it's just plain knitting and purling. It's not an issue. I just want it. So that's going to get a lot more love this week. The other things that I started is in this bag, which I will show you in a bit. I'll show you that in the stash enhancement. But I am using all the scraps from my hearts. So this big bag of scraps, this isn't all the scraps, but it's all of the little scraps that is less than, this is sort of 3 grams, 2 to 3 grams, most of these scraps. Some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them are a little bit smaller, but I am using them for my next pair of Sock Monster Cal socks. So Sock Monster Cal 2018, if you go on Instagram, is going on. If you've been watching, I have already knit myself a pair and my toddler a pair of tube socks, and they're all made out of scraps, and I did quite wide stripes that were sort of a couple of inches, inch and a half, couple of inches, about 16 to 20 rounds on each colour, then a switch colour. These ones, I am only doing 4 rounds of a colour before I swap, and they don't match. I am putting a different colour. I've got a bit of a tangle going on, but that's okay. A different colour, so they'll be really different, except I'm using the Romeo and Juliet yarn, which I have in my floozy, for the cuffs, heels and toes. So I've only got the cuffs and then a little bit of the leg on each side done. They're not going to have massively long legs because I realised how labour intensive this is. I am weaving in my ends as I go, so these just need snipping. They've all been woven along. But I'm not going to lie, that is quite labour intensive. Knitting them 2 at a time. Mina Phillip, the knitting expat, her way that she'll come into it, you knit 1 cuff, take it off, knit another cuff, put the other cuff back on, then start knitting 2 at a time. And I really enjoy doing it like this. I tried doing it where you cast on at the same time, and it's pain for me. It's pain for me, and I couldn't do it. So yeah, next pair of monster socks. They're not getting a lot of love because these are just plain socks, so they're nice and easy, and just like potato chip is what one of my American friends calls it, potato chip knitting. We would say crisps knitting, so it doesn't really work the same, does it? But yeah, plain knitting, something I can do without looking when I'm reading a book or watching a podcast, but I've got the floozy for that right now, so these aren't getting a lot of love. I can't guarantee I'm going to work on them in the next even 2 weeks, and no, I probably will work on them in the next 2 weeks before I podcast again. I'm sure I will. So I'm keeping my big, escaping scrap. I need to get it because there's a cat in here somewhere and she will take this. So yeah, they will get worked on, I'm sure, at some point in the next couple of weeks. Can't guarantee it in the next week, but I'm not podcasting, so you won't know anyway. Anyway, next thing. I was just going to say 2.5 more hearts, a few more hearts. That's not a big deal. Stash enhancement then. I'm trying to make this one a slightly faster podcast because I'm dying here. I really want a bath, a nice steamy bath that will help clear my head. Right, so I've got some good stash enhancements. I sort of announced to myself last week that I was going on a little bit of a yarn diet until Yarnporium. My fiance is a legend, and he is happy that halfway through our honeymoon I ditch him and the toddler and take myself off to London, where I will go to Yarnporium, spend money, buy yarn and other things and have a great time, and then come back and continue the honeymoon. So we're having 2 weeks off after our wedding. First week we're going somewhere in the UK, we haven't really picked yet, got some ideas. And the second week, Monday, so that's Monday to Friday, and then we're coming back for the weekend, wash clothes, get ourselves sorted, and then the next week, Monday to Friday, we're going to Disneyland Paris. So that Saturday, in between those 2 Monday to Friday trips, is Yarnporium. And I'm getting on a train, and I'm going to London. Like, that doesn't bother me. I went to uni in London, I lived in London for 2.5 years. I miss it so much. I know I knit is shut down now, but like I used to go to knit night at I knit. I used to go to another one, like we met on Ravelry, and I don't speak to any of the, like, I didn't really make close friends with anybody, but it was just such an amazing atmosphere, and you go and rock up and sit down and just talk to people that you've never met before. So I miss London a lot because I don't really have anything like that around here, and you can't get the yarns around here like in a shop like you can there. But yeah, so I'm hopefully going to go to Yarnporium. I get paid on Friday coming, and I'm going to buy my ticket to the marketplace. Excited. Anyway, I'm getting off track, but I'm not going to spend any more money, except maybe on a bag from Duckpool Lane that I've seen that I really like. If it's still in her shop when I get paid, I'm not going to spend any more money. I have got something coming that I've ordered, and that I will show next time, but I paid for that already, so it doesn't count. Anyway, other things that I got this week. I got family tree yarns. So, oh, this is a bit of gorgeous. I bought a couple of skeins of yarn because I bought pattern for Stephen West's MCAL that is starting on the 5th of October, and I needed 2 more skeins to go with it, and these are the ones I've chosen. So, family tree yarns on Etsy. This is so gorgeous. It's purple. It's so beautiful. It's called Twilight. I love the Twilight films. I don't know that this is to do with Twilight, this is just for Twilight anything, but if something's called Twilight, I'm like, ooh, that's mine. So, Twilight. I can't smell it. I like to sniff my yarn, and I can't smell it, but when it turned up, I took it out of, this is like slightly darker in real life, it's not as, but when it turned up, I was sniffing it and I was like, oh, that is so good. I can't smell it now. Anyway, so Twilight, so pretty. And this one, which is quite similar but not, like it has the same sort of tones to it, but it's nothing like really. This is Edinburgh Tattoo. Edinburgh Tattoo. Oh, look at that bit. It's so beautiful. So these two are going together with another 3. I'll show you them because I brought them over. This one I bought the other week, and I showed it. It's Hedgerow Yarns, it's their mohair. And these 2 are stashed from a while ago. This is stashed from a long while ago, like I think back when I first started podcasting about knitting. It's East of 3 yarns. It's very pink. It's a proper pop of colour, and it's got some other colours in there with it. And then this one is Bakery Bears. Now, I'm actually struggling as to whether or not I should put this in here. I feel like I should, because then hopefully it will be part of something epic, because Stephen West, epic. But at the same time, I'm like, but then it will be gone and I can't get another one. That might not be true. She might, Kay Jones, who Bakery Bears, she might do more. You never know. She does updates. But this is Hogsmeade Station, by the way. This is special. The thing is, I have an issue where I do keep hold of yarn and don't use it because I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get it again, and it scares me. I'm like, no, because if I use it, I won't have it. But then I'm like, if I don't use it, then what's the point in having it? So, other than as a yarn pet, which I would do. So, this. These are what I've come up with for Stephen West's Mystery Knit Along, and I think, what was it called? Something textures. I'll have a look on Instagram in a second. Oh no. So yeah, I might chicken out and not use the Hogsmeade Station. These two are very close, but then I thought, nah, Stephen West, some of the stuff he makes, he puts colours together that I would never, and some of the stuff is close and some of it's fine, like mash it, like, I think it's just whatever goes, whatever, so I'm doing it. It's texture time. Ooh, something's just popped up on my Instagram. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I'm just going to hold it up anyway. No, there's no way. Okay, I just want to talk about this quickly. Second annual Christmas project bag swap. It's run by Candy Shop Yarns and I've followed her and everything. My brain's gone. Molly Klein Design. And you swap a Christmas or winter project bag, and there's like a proper sign up thing. There's only 2 days left to register, so if you want to do it, go to Instagram, put in the hashtag what is it, project bag swap 18, and you'll find all the people. Go to Candy Shop Yarns or Molly Klein Design and you'll find all of the info because it's all there. I've signed up. You might get me. Oh, Family Tree Yarns. I also got 2 little extras, these gorgeous minis. Anyone else thinking Gryffindor? Just a little bit. I really want to use these, and I haven't weighed them, but they're quite chunky. I feel like these might be 20, might be 10. I don't know. I thought they might be 20 gram minis. I don't know. I haven't weighed them, but they feel meaty, and they are gorgeously beautiful, and they're sparkly. Don't know if you can see that. You must be able to. I can. I'm going to keep these like little mini yarn pets until I find something like a perfect little mini project that I can put them in together. I was thinking an ornament for the Christmas tree, like a little Christmas jumper, little colourwork Christmas jumper maybe. We'll see. Yeah. They would be good on hands, like, well, they'd be good like that just in general. Jewellery, yeah, just as a bangle. Could do that. But no, I was thinking fingerless mitts, but I don't think there's enough yarn. I'd have to put something else with it. I don't think I want to because it's too pretty. Other than, ooh, if I have leftovers of the Twilight yarn from Family Tree Yarns, who wanted all Family Tree Yarns. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. Pretty. Maybe, you never know, because I'm going to do, Stephen West, in one of his lives that I was watching, he said that he was gonna, there was gonna be like an option for like short people. So, and I'm not particularly short, but I probably wouldn't want some of the shawls are huge, and I think I'm a slightly smaller shawl person. I'm not incredibly tall either. So I bought one other thing. That is here, because I obviously bought another thing, but I'll talk about it in a sec. I bought this. This is like, I feel like I want to be like Tracy from Grocery Girls. You get a skein! You get a skein! No, it's not. This is one of these is mine. This is WYS, West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the Candy Cane colourway. Now, Dr. Sockstagram on Instagram was knitting with some of this, and I was like, what is that yarn and where did you get it? She said, my brain's just going, that it was discontinued, and I was like, but I it. And someone else had commented on it and asked, and they're like, oh no. Well, I went on a hunt because I was like, nah, I gotta have this. I need to find it. Couldn't find it anywhere. Then, stroke of luck, Corellia House, they're on Instagram, but they've got a website. And I don't know how many they had in stock, but I could put in however many I wanted. And I clicked the little down bar, like flicked it down, and it was got to like 300, and I was like, well, I'm sure they can't have 300 odds in stock, but they have some. So I bought 2, and then I went back onto Instagram, and I told the person that had also asked, oh, I really want some, where can I get it? And they went and bought 2. So at least 4 of them are gone from Corellia's house. But if you want one, go over there and see. But this one is mine, or one of them is mine, and I am going to knit Christmas socks with these, and it's self-striping. And then one of them I will probably use for a giveaway. Can't guarantee it, but that's the reason I bought 2. One for me, one for a giveaway. So I have gorgeous Christmas yarn. I'm not going to hold them like that. I have gorgeous Christmas yarn. And I'm thinking that after this next giveaway closes, I might do a Christmas giveaway, because even though we'll be on the run up to Halloween, my wedding is at the end of October, and then I'm away for 2 weeks. So if I do a Halloween giveaway, there's no way that I'm going to get a chance to podcast and draw it in time for Halloween or any time near then. So, but if I did a Christmas giveaway and ended it sort of mid-November, then everyone would have a chance to enter. I'd get it posted off mid to end of November, hopefully, if people are watching the podcast for like their notification that they've won, and then someone would have it in time for December when they would get to use it. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Probably make a Christmas project bag to go with it. Anyway, that is everything that I have bought that has turned up. I have bought one more thing, which is from Lay Family Yarn. Kelly at Lay Family Yarn, she put a post on Instagram saying, we're moving, should I destash? She was saying that she had gone through a stage of keeping one of all of her favourite yarns that she dyed, and she has tons, but she can always dye more, so why doesn't she sell some of her stash? And I commented on Instagram and was like, yes, sell some stash, because she said that she was going to put some skeins up for £10, so most likely sock yarn, but maybe not, it could be anything. £10 for a total mystery skein. And I was like, yaha, me. And she posted them out, and I'd gone off Instagram. I think I was dealing with toddler issues, and came back a little while later. She commented saying they're up there, so like replied to my comment, said they're up there. So I've gone on, bought one, and then 2 minutes later I saw someone comment saying there aren't any left. And I did feel bad for that person. However, I was like, lucky me, because seriously, 2 minutes later and I wouldn't have got one. So I've got one of those coming. I don't know what it is, so it'll be a lovely surprise, I'm sure, because it's hard for me sometimes. I stay within my own comfort zones of pinks and purples. I love all colours, and I really want to take like jumps and get something that maybe I wouldn't always think of, because there literally isn't a colour out there that I don't like. Anyway, so that is everything this week. Yarny, I think. I mean, I always end up talking about yarny things in the last segment sometimes, but I don't think I will this week. So, if you are just here for the knitting, all of the knitting content, then thank you so much for getting through nearly 40 minutes of me chattering with a stuffy nose. It's not my normal voice, I promise. Please do come back when I am healthy. I don't always sound like this. I do, however, quite often look like this. I don't wear makeup very often, and when I do, it's not because I haven't got a toddler running around me, and that is most of the time, so yep. Yeah, so thank you so much if you aren't staying for the chatter, and if you are, then yay. Don't forget to enter the giveaway if you are leaving me now, and go over and join the Ravelry group and subscribe, etc. to do that. Anyway, this week in review, since last Sunday when I last recorded a podcast, I worked on Monday, I worked on Tuesday, Wednesday, we had a bit of a packed day. We went to baby gymnastics to just start back up after the summer holidays, which my daughter loves and really knackers her out, but then I managed to keep her awake in the car home from baby gymnastics and for the next hour, then thinking that she would fall asleep on the way to Slimming World, which she did. We walked to Slimming World, her in the buggy, we used a new cut through, a new road's been built because we're on sort of a new estate and a new road's been built with the school on. And they've just opened that road so I could walk through there. So my journey to Slimming World, instead of taking me 35 minutes, took me 19. And she fell asleep just before we got there and slept through the first 45 minutes of the hour and 15 minutes I was there. So that was really good. She didn't get bored. And I lost 2 pounds this week. Yay! Not on a diet, it's just healthy lifestyle decision. The weekly weigh-in just helps keep me in check so that I don't go totally off the wagon. I have lost just under 5 stone since I got pregnant with my little girl, and I have more to go. I am a lot happier than I used to be, and my weight no longer makes me unhappy in a major way. I've gone through some really horrible times with it, and it doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't make me happy. I'm not looking at myself and thinking, oh, I'm perfect. But I don't look at myself in the mirror and think, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel a lot better. So yeah, still got a long way to go, but I can handle that. Just slowly, very, very slowly, because I had chocolate cake yesterday. It was good, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, then we walked back from Slimming World, and Ellie learnt, my toddler Ellie, learnt the Grand Old Duke of York, which we have sung before, but she's never really paid much attention. But now she's doing like when they're up, and she's getting, like I say, when they're up, she's so she's getting that now. Alright. Yeah, then Wednesday afternoon we got back from Slimming World, about 1:30, and we got straight in the car and went over to Africa Alive, which is the local wildlife like African park. And they have lions and cheetahs and giraffes and rhinos, zebras, things like that. And spent a couple of hours there with our little friends who have, it's a toddler who's the same age as my little girl and my friend. And came back and she slept really well that night. In fact, she slept really well the last couple of nights, which has been really nice, but tonight she would not go down. Thursday, she was back at swimming. Friday, we went to the Sea Life Centre, because we have annual passes for these places. Sea Life Centre, we have one of these local annual passes where you collect tokens in the local paper and get cheap ones. So it's £20, £21 for an entire year pass, which is brilliant value because it's about £15 to get in otherwise, just for one visit. And you can just do it in an hour happily with a toddler. Africa Alive is £60 for the entire year, but you can also get access to other places, and it's really good for us because it's that one-off payment, and then we go there a couple of times a week. They even have just a brilliant play park when you go in, so it's just good for keeping her entertained and not me spending out £5 a pop on soft play. They even have a free soft play in Africa Alive. So, and then Saturday I worked 7 AM till 3:30, got home about 4. I really struggle with the bottoms of my feet hurting. I know there is a word for a condition like somethinitis, where the bottoms of your feet are sore. I don't have that. My friend is a physio. She was like, yeah, you would wake up with your feet feeling like that, or they feel like it. Mine only feel like it at the sort of after the 6-hour mark of being on my feet. So you're on your feet constantly, moving around constantly. The bottoms of my feet just really hurt. So I got back. I was quite knackered. Started coming down with this cold. Plonked myself on the couch with my toddler while my gorgeous fiance cleaned, had a little tidy up. I mean, it wasn't a massive amount because I didn't leave it in a state at the end of the week, but he just had a bit of a tidy and a clean. And then our friends came over on Saturday night. We watched the boxing. Well, the boys watched the boxing. I didn't pay any attention to the boxing. I didn't mind it. They get a lot of money, and I'm sure they know what they're in for when they put themselves in for a sport that is quite violent, but I wasn't that bothered. It's not something I'm happy to sit there and go, woo. I don't really want to watch it. So sat there and chatted with my friends and knit on my floozy. And then today, here we are. So not a lot's done today. It's been horrible weather and I've not really felt 100% up to going out anyway. My mum came round, my dad came round. They came round separately because they were both really busy, but they hadn't seen Elle for like a week. And they were doing their own sort of things today. So he came around this morning, she came around this afternoon. My mum took Ellie for a little walk on her smart trike in her full head to toe. Ellie, not my mum. Ellie wore a full head to toe, like waterproof thing. My mum was not in that. My mum's way too stylish. Yeah, just took her for a little walk. That's it. That's my whole week. Nothing that interesting. A few of the people that I know have found my knitting Instagram. As I said last week, the girls from work found my podcast on my Instagram and were highly amused, and I don't care. But I thought, I might start telling a couple of people about the fact that I podcast. Because a few of them do know already, but I thought, well, there's nothing wrong with it, like, might as well. Sorry, my back's hurting, so I keep trying to sit up to make it comfortable. It's really hard to get a comfy position. Anyway, so I told a few more of my friends. They're like, oh, cool. That was the end of it. Like, so no hilarity, which was quite nice. And yeah, that's about it. I think I might, like, on my Facebook that has all my friends on, and like my family, like real life people that I know, I might at some point just say, oh, this is the Instagram I use, and blah blah blah. Just so it's not a secret, because I think people think it's a secret, and then when they find out, they're like, oh, Laura has this. Ooh, are we going to tell them, And it's not a secret. I just don't really discuss it with people who wouldn't care about it. So yeah, that was that. And then the Etsy shop. I was blown away. I mean, I did a very small update for my first ever update. It had 3 project bags and 3 notions pouches, because I was like, no one's going to buy anything that I make, and that was less than 48 hours ago, and I've sold 2 project bags and 1 notions pouch. And I was just absolutely baffled. Oh, just a notification. I was just absolutely baffled that people would want to buy something that I've made. I went from being like, nothing's going to happen, there you go, to being like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I feel really overwhelmed that there's people out there who are actually interested in something that I've made, and I'm slowly getting sucked into the knitting community, the online knitting community. I'm making more and more friends every week. One thing that I totally forgot to talk about in the main body of the podcast is other podcasts that I've been watching. I'll make sure I do that next time in the main body of it, so that I can say again about these guys. But I really watch the big ones, like Grocery Girls, Knitting Expat, Bakery Bears, and Hey Sister, a few others. But the last week or so, I have been watching The Crazy Sock Lady. I like to start at the beginning and work my way up to the newest episode. So I'm doing that. Like, she has a lot of episodes, so it's taking me a while. The Fairy Little podcast also has a lot of episodes, so it's taking me a while. But I love both of them, and the chatty sort of attitude, just nice normal people talking about knitting. And then the newest one that I have found is the Knitted Pumpkin. Oh my gosh, she is so cute. Really enjoying the Knitted Pumpkin. Go over and have a look, because she's quite new. She's got more subscribers than me. So when I say quite new, I'm not trying to sound like I know anything more than she does, because she obviously knows more than me. Like, she's, from watching her stuff, she's clued up. Like, she's in there and she knows what she's doing. But what I mean is, like, to catch up from like podcast number 1 up until today, it didn't take me very long, which I quite like, because now I feel like, hey, you're on my list. So normally I subscribe after I get to the very top. It's like my little reward once I'm done. I'm like, there we go, now I want notifications of your new ones. And it didn't take me very long to get there with the Knitted Pumpkin, because she hasn't got tons and tons of episodes yet, but she's really good. So, and that's about that. Don't think I've got anything else. So it's my hen weekend on Friday. I get kidnapped and taken somewhere, I do not know where. I know some hints. They told me that maybe there'll be a heights thing, and then maybe there'll be this a swimming thing. But I'm like, is this all to like catch me off guard? So I have no idea. I literally have no idea what's going on at all. Bit nervous. I'll definitely miss Ellie, especially because I can't really FaceTime with her or Skype with her or anything, because I went away for my friend's hen do. She's the one who's organising mine. She's my maid of honour. And when I went away for hers, we only went Friday to Sunday, not Friday to Monday. And I FaceTimed with my little girl and she was like this, Mama, and I was like, no, and I was trying to cheer her up, I was going, hey, it's okay, and she was like, Mama, and getting really upset, and she was not a happy bunny. So I don't know if I can do that FaceTime with her this time, because she really struggled last time with seeing me but not having me at home, so I don't think that's going to happen. Chris will send me loads of pictures of her, but I just find it a little bit hard. But there we go. I've got all my yarn for the floozy is tucked into this giant bag by my foot, and one of the other cakes is slowly coming apart and wrapping itself around my current cake. It's annoying. Anyway, so I can't think of anything else I want to talk about this week. Pretty boring life this week, apart from the Etsy shop thing, which just made me like total jaw drop when I got an order, and then when I got 3 I was like, no way. Which is why I just put a couple more things in there, because I didn't want someone to see my post on Instagram where I said I've opened a shop, go over there and then think there's nothing in, there's only 3 items and 2 of them are notions pouches, so I didn't have any time to make tons more, so I just put 2 more things in there, so it's just a little bit more. But yeah, that's about it. Can't think of anything else. This is one of my shortest podcasts yet. I'm going to go. I won't see you next week, but hopefully I will record a video and put it up. I might even try and take some little bits of footage and vlog, but I probably won't because I've never done that before. I might use Insta stories, which I've never done before either, but I'll learn while I'm away. So we'll see. If you have stayed all the way through to 51.5 minutes, thank you so much. I am eternally grateful, because that must have been a hard slog. If you would like to subscribe, comment, send me a friend request, add me as a friend on Ravelry, send me a message if you have anything you want to know. There's an introductions thread on our Ravelry group. Go and join the group and join in, because I would love that. But yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for making me much less of a lonely knitter. Thanks, bye.